There is a good deal of debate regarding the use of English as a medium of instruction in the ESL or EFL context. We will briefly discuss what do we mean by English as a medium of instruction. Why is it that English has become a medium of instruction in our contexts across the globe, and how is it that we can respond to some of the questions or the arguments against the use of English as a medium of instruction, and how to respond to the issues that might arise as a result of the use of English as a medium of instruction across the various levels of the education system. So first, English as a medium of instruction basically is the use of English language for educational or academic purposes or instructional purposes. Generally, when we say EMI or English as a medium of instruction, we mean the use of English as a second language, the use of English for instructional purposes in the ESL or English as a second language context, or EFL, English as a foreign language context. The phenomena of EMI has become a reality as a result of globalization. In many cases, one of the offshoots of globalization is the spread of the English language, both in academic and non-academic contexts. In many cases, this is because of the colonial past of certain countries. The increasing importance of the English language for technological know-how and development, and because of the knowledge economy that has spread, the concept that has spread across the globe. But despite the increasing the spread of English as a medium of instruction across the globe, there is debate, mainly because of the possible advantages and challenges in the use of EMI. Now, the question is, why is it that English has become a medium of instruction in so many contexts across the globe? So there are certain factors. The first one is that the historical background of certain countries, especially the colonial past. So the colonial rulers who came to those countries or those parts of the world, they brought their language as a result, and so that language has strong holds in the socio-economic life of those societies, and including the education systems. Secondly, exposure to English, the mastery of English language has economic benefits for people, because this is something that provides, that opens opportunities for jobs across the globe beyond the specific context of the people. And so that is something that has added to the importance of learning English. The linguistic factor actually is the idea that if English is used as a medium of instruction, this will also help the learners in terms of learning. The language is an addition to the learning of the subjects that they are studying, and perhaps similar is the case with teachers. So if the teachers are using English as a medium of instruction, that will also help them in terms of learning the intricacies of the language, the grammar, the structure, and the vocabulary. Then technological, as access to technologies again is much better when one has command of the English language, especially the information technology. In the modern world is something that is mostly available in the English language. Academic, again, English has become a source of one of the, you can say, the major sources of the world knowledge, scientific knowledge, technological knowledge, sociological and political knowledge. And so as a result, learning English through the use of EMI might, it is argued, might help in the better academic achievement of students. Then the social justice or equity theory, where it is debated that if English is just confined to the particular classes in society, that will be a kind of injustice. And so in order to bring in the other sections of the society, the socio-economically poorer sections of the society, to help them learn English and to expose them to the instruction in English, that will help in making them more competitive in the job environment, and so that will result in social justice and equity. Then the increasing globalization and internationalization, both in political terms and in socio-economic terms, has an impact on the use of English as a medium of instruction. And that is a very positive impact. So these are some of the reasons that has led to the increase of EMI across the globe. Now, there are critics of the EMI who have their own viewpoints, and so, for example, they come up with arguments of why English should not be used as a medium of instruction. So the first one is generally nationalism. And so they fear that if the local languages that are representative of the local cultures, if they are ignored, and English actually becomes the dominant languages, that will in some way harm the local cultures and as a result the local nationalities or sub-nationalities. So one, that is something that comes as a counter argument to the use of EMI. Secondly, this could lead to harming cultural diversity, and as a result to access and quality. The question is, because in many ESL contexts, the problem is that the medium of instruction in English will actually not be on equal level or equal terms, and so the quality or access of information might be harmed as a result of the possible constraints in access to good quality English. So this could again be a problem. Then the next one is human rights. In many cases, sociologists link the denial of the local languages, the languages of the local people. And so the thing can lead to human rights violation if a particular dominant language is imposed on the people. Resource constraint, in many cases, good quality resources and the ways and methods through which English needs to be taught, that is something that can hamper the instruction in the language, in English language, where we have resource constraints. Then there are counter narratives as well. For example, there are psychologists and there are experts of learning, human learning and education, and educationists who believe that generally students learn better when they are given instruction in their local languages or in their mother tongues as compared to a second language or a foreign language where they have limited understanding or limited range of vocabulary or limited understanding of the grammar instruction of a foreign or a second language. And so therefore it is important that, and it's a human right as well, that students, especially at the lower level, should be taught, should be given instruction in their mother tongue. So these are the counter arguments to the use of the English as a medium of instruction. Now, what is the way out of like this debate? What is a pragmatic response to the issues that arise as a result of the counter arguments to the use of English as a medium of instruction? So the first thing that I think is that English might be used as a medium of instruction through a gradual process or evolutionary process. So initially, like at the primary or elementary level, learners could be taught in their local languages, especially in their mother tongue. And in the meantime, there should be focus on strengthening English as a second or foreign language. That actually means that there should be the instruction or the teaching of English as a second language should be strengthened so that before they apply English as a medium of instruction, both the teachers and the students, they should have good command of the language. So this can happen maybe at the higher secondary or higher secondary school level, and then at the college and university level. Again, before the application of English as a medium of instruction, we also need to make sure that we have good quality teachers whose own language is strengthened and they have good quality, that they have access to good quality English. Then one important ways in which we can do is that teachers who use English as a medium of instruction, they should be given proper training in how to actually make use of good and effective use of English as a medium of instruction in the ESL and EFL contexts. The quality, we need to have good quality input. That actually means that the curricula, the infrastructure that we have, and the delivery, these are important in terms of making the EMI an effective way of giving or providing quality education. And lastly, and most importantly, EMI or English as medium of instruction should be used as a means to an end rather than an end in itself. And by this I mean that the medium of instruction basically is to provide good quality instruction. And so the focus should be on the quality or the content of learning rather than the language. The language can be given attention and focus separately as a subject. So these are some of the suggestions for dealing with the issues of EMI and for making EMI an effective tool for good quality instruction and education in the ESL and EFL contexts.